While Americans hoarded toilet paper, hand sanitizer and masks, Russians withdrew $13.6 billion in cash from ATMs. Around 1 trillion rubles was taken out of ATMs and bank branches in Russia over past 7 weeks, amount totaled more than was withdrawn in whole of 2019.
Here's a summary of the article.
Russians have withdrawn more than $13 billion in cash from their bank accounts since early March amid fears over the coronavirus crisis, according to a report. The hoarding of cash came despite Russian officials urging people and businesses to use digital payments rather than cash in a bid to slow the spread of coronavirus. Last month, consumer safety watchdog Rosportobnadzor urged Russians to switch to cashless payments, citing advice from the World Health Organization that said the virus can linger on banknotes for several days, according to Reuters. As infections started to rise sharply, Putin extended a paid non-working period for Russians until April 30. In a televised Orthodox Easter address to Russians on Sunday, Putin continued to maintain the outbreak is completely under control in Russia despite recording more than 6,000 new cases in the past 24 hours, a new one-day record for the nation, according to the Moscow Times. Clean hands frequently with soap and water, or alcohol-based hand rub. Masks are effective when used in combination with frequent hand cleaning.
This post received a score of 65,000, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I'm from Russia and I can tell why PPL doing this. In Russian history was a moment when because of the crisis banks closed down, which meant for millions of PPL no withdrawal of money possible. Russian banks are not the stable one, so based on previous experience PPL just afraid to lose money and not able to withdraw any. Yeah, sounds about 1929 Great Depression, damn.
For Russians, it sounds more like 1989 to 1993.
More specifically, it was the ruble crash of 1998. I was lucky enough to be paid in frozen chickens 1 month. 33 frozen chickens. Better than nothing.
In 1998, my family ate potato with ketchup every day for a couple of months. But what is happening now is closer to USSR dissolution tbh. Not just the economy crash, but the total impotency of Putin and total distrust in government.
My parents bought piles of shoe polish that we then resold. About 5 meters 3 of boxes. I've never seen someone measure shoe polish in cubic meters before.
Well, it couldn't have been measured in feet.
Sports medal.
This is a stark contrast to how the pandemic affected things in other countries. Personally, I have not handled any cash in over a month. Where I live, everyone is paying electronically to avoid passing virus-laden cash between people. Hoarding cash seems like people are more afraid of their government messing up their economy than of catching the deadly virus.
Ruble dived 25% when oil collapsed. People are afraid bank will go bankrupt and they will lose everything.
Is there an equivalent to the FDIC in Russia? Are deposits up to a certain amount insured?
You're the first person I've seen mention FDIC. Real reason I haven't even thought of bank worries.
It's almost like safety nets help to stabilize society. Imagine that.
Your regular reminder that Canada did not have a banking crisis in 2008, specifically because of our safety nets and regulations. You'd think Americans would have noticed us by now, up here doing healthcare and democratic socialism and regulations and getting by just fine, but no.
Canada also had to engage in banking bailouts but did so rather secretively compared to the US. Their hurt was certainly less due to their regulations, but let's not act like they were perfect nor that they didn't benefit from simply being a small player.
If I remember correctly, didn't one bank collapse and get resurrected as Tangerine?
There isn't a country in the world with a modern banking system that didn't see banks go insolvent in the 2008 crash. The global banking system is too intertwined and connected to escape from a system-wide liquidity crunch. Remember, the US acts as the largest source of investment capital in the world. When a country has a net positive inflow of goods and services with other countries, there is a balancing amount of investment capital outflowing of the US which comes back with interest.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.